I call upon the spirit of the owl, messenger of wisdom. Welcome to the Temple of the Owl. Merry meet, seekers of knowledge, for I am your host, Matsowl. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Here at the Temple of the Owl, located deep in the forests of Northern California. In this episode, we will discuss house magic. This is where we talk about magic and spirituality on all levels, but it's through the perspective of a modern witch. As always, these are just ideas to help you live a magical life. Take the information and do what you want with it. This religion is very unique to each individual, so feel free to change or adapt anything to work with you. Thank you guys for listening. Thank you for support. And a very special thank you for those listening on the Troubled Minds Radio Network, KUAP Digital Broadcasting. Check out troubledminds.org and say hi to my friend Michael Strange. Thank you for putting up these shows and doing your thing. So go to troubledminds.org. Now, I want to start the show with what I call the MOD, or the message of the day. It's a quote that I find that helps me explain the topic. And today's quote is, "There have always been magical households. A house was a shrine to the deity of life itself. Its roof and walls served as a shield from the effects of the elements, both physical and magical. And it held the luck, the spirit, or energy, while its door guarded against unwanted intrusions. The house sustained life. It was sacred and powerful." And that is from the book Magical Household by Scott Cunningham. There is magic, but you have to be a magician to make it happen. I feel it's okay to do whatever it makes sense to you, and do it in your own way and have fun. Like the topics that I talk about on this show are just ideas. And I wanted to talk about house magic, or we call it domestic magic, because I've learned a lot about this topic recently, and I've been practicing my own type of house magic with amazing results. And I want to share what I learned with you guys. So here we go. So house magic, also known as domestic magic, or even kitchen witchery, focuses on creating a harmonious and protective environment within the home. It's practice deeply rooted in everyday activities and the belief that the house is a sacred space. Magic has roots in various folk traditions and is often practiced in conjunction with kitchen witchcraft, where magic is incorporated into cooking, cleaning, and caring for the home. The idea is to imbue everyday tasks with intention, transforming the mundane into the magical. Now, I believe that a house is more than just four walls and a roof. I believe that it's its own entity, that it's alive, and that your house is more than just a shelter from the elements and the outside forces. Yeah, it's made to keep thieves and unwanted people out, and also unwanted energy and spirits. It is your sanctuary, and you have the power to hold your energy in and keep the bad spirits out. The first homes for humans were caves, and the cave was protected and cleansed, and we see this on the art in the wall on the caves. In early homes, the hearth was considered very magical because it gave the home heat and it cooked their food. With modern heating, technology has made people, we do not have fireplaces that we used to, and that kind of magic was kind of lost. It is needed in the past, but now it has become a luxury. Looking into the fire's embers on a cold winter's day connects us to the ancestors of the past who saw the hearth as a necessary. So let's move on to threshold magic. The door, it was often considered a magical portal and has been the topic of poems and captured the minds of magicians and mystics. The door isn't just just a piece of wood with hinges and knobs. The door is a very powerful part of house magic. Some ways to protect the magical doorway are anointing the door with oils, placing a protection symbol such as the pentagram, the triquetra or runes, or even the cross, hanging bells on the doorknob to scare off unwanted ghosts or demons. Certain herbs grow near the door: sage, marigolds, and juniper. Salt is also very protective to ward on doors and windows. The door is to remain closed or the energy will leak out. Many practitioners use protective symbols, charms, and wards to keep negative energy out of their home. This could include hanging protective herbs like rosemary or sage by the door, placing salt lines, or using iron objects such as horseshoes to ward off evil spirits. There's also a thing called key magic. Now, Hecate is the goddess of the mystery, and she holds the keys to the universe. We also have Janus, the Roman god of doors. He could also be called upon. The key is masculine energy, and it represents protection on higher levels of consciousness. So the lock would mean feminine energy. Windows can also leak out energy or let bad energy in. Clean the windows with vinegar. Now, stained glass windows protected the building through color magic. And that's pretty interesting to talk about that when we look at churches and we see the stained glass windows and how the light reflecting through. They use color magic to protect the church with these stained glass windows. So regularly cleansing the home of negative energy is the key to this practice. It can be done through smudging with sage or other herbs, sprinkling salt water, or using sound such as ringing bells or the singing bowls. The purifications that drive away negative energy. House blessing rituals are common, often involving lighting candles, burning incense, or saying prayers or chants to invite positive energy and blessings into the home. Negative energy can weigh down the home, and you may notice more arguing or more bad things happening in the home. So we use purification rituals. They're usually done every 3 months when the moon is waning. Some ways to purify your home include using the 4 elements and asking the positive energies within each element to protect and guard your home. We also have the besom or the broom. It's commonly used in purifying and cleansing rituals, sweeping the broom in a clockwise motion and sweeping away the negative energy and sweeping it out the door. Now I keep my broom by my door or over the door sometimes, or sometimes I hang it on the actual doorknob, and I sweep away if you put it over your door, it sweeps away the negative energy as you pass under it. So kind of like another threshold magic. So going under the door with the broom on top of it. Now certain objects like crystals, talisman, and everyday items can be charged with intent and placed around the house to promote harmony, love, or prosperity. So we have kitchen witchery, which is cooking with intention. Kitchen witchcraft is a significant aspect of house magic, where food preparation is seen as a sacred act. Ingredients are not chosen just for their taste, but for their magical properties, and meals are cooked with specific intentions, such as love, health, or abundance. The act of cooking is magical, and it uses the regular ingredients to make a tasty meal. Eating is necessary to life, and so is cooking. When we eat from restaurants, we're missing that passion that we put into our food when we are cooking. Cooking uses all 4 elements: earth, the food, fire to cook the food, water is the liquid used to make the food, and air is the steam that comes from a cooked meal. In modern kitchens, the cauldron shrunk down into crock pots and pans. There are many kitchen magic spells that you could try, but I like to use garlic, onions, and peppers to soak up the negative energy, and then I throw them in my compost when they go bad. I use a wand or your hand to trace protective symbols like a pentagram on the pots, pans, and plates. Bless your kitchen tools like spatulas and spoons. The mortar and pedestal have a deep connection to magic. The kitchen table has rituals and spells from all over history. Let's talk about herbal magic. Herbs and spices used in cooking often double as magical tools. For example, basil can be used for protection, rosemary for cleaning, and cinnamon for prosperity. If you're lucky enough to have space to grow your own garden, that's great. Even in a small apartment, you can grow herbs and other foods to use. Casting spells in a garden and not inside are considered more powerful because you are surrounded by nature and you harness that power. And many witches have an altar in their garden to honor the gods and goddesses of nature magic. There's different powers in indoor gardens and outdoor gardens. Now, honoring the household spirits. In some traditions, it is believed that spirits or guardians inhabit the home. These spirits can be honored with small offerings such as a bowl of milk or a piece of bread, and by maintaining a clean and orderly home. Take some time to reflect and talk to your house. Say hello when you enter it and goodbye when you leave. If your house is its own entity, treat it with respect. Clean it regularly, physically and spiritually. Honor it and give it offerings and praise it. Give it special treatment and you may receive the blessings in return. Now we could tie house magic to the lunar and the seasonal practices. And this is like tying your house to the magic of nature. Now, house magic often aligns with the seasons or the lunar phases. For example, certain spells or rituals might be performed during the full moon or specific seasonal festivals like Samhain or Yule. To attune your home's energy to natural cycles, like bringing a pine tree inside your house for Yule. New Year's Eve and New Year's Day are steeped with deep traditions of prosperity and keeping the house healthy for the next year, that kind of type of magic. Burning candles at Imbolc, which is Groundhog's Day, to light the house. In March, spring cleaning is the magic of Ostara. Purifying magic at Beltane, which is on May Day. And that's when we do a lot of garden and herbal magic for the home. In Midsummer, Lithia is about dreaming magic and harvest magic. Feasting and harmony are gratitude magic. That's on August 1st, which is Lunasaw. And the autumn equinox on September 21st. We get ready for the winter months and do spells for protection and wards. On Samhain, October 31st, we do spells for divination and prosperity magic. And then it goes back to Yule again. And we talked in depth about these holidays in the previous episodes. Many house witches prefer to make their own magical tools and items, such as candles, incense, or even homemade cleaners imbued with the magical herbs and essential oils. Simple crafts like knitting, weaving, or pottery can also be used to infuse with intention and use as magical acts to create protective and empowering items for the home. We talked about this before about using a broom to sweep out negative energy while cleaning the house. This can be literal or symbolic, with the intention of cleaning out stagnant and harmful energies. Now, I believe there are two different types of sweeping, like physical sweeping and spiritual. You should sweep your home regularly of dust and garbage, but when you sweep with the besom, it is different. You're sweeping spiritual energy. And when you do this, you're not touching the floor with the broom. You're just sweeping the energy around it. The direction in which you sweep, clockwise or counterclockwise, often holds symbolic significance and can vary depending on the tradition or the intention behind the action. So clockwise, often called deosil. It's an old term from Scottish Gaelic. It's associated with moving in harmony with the sun's path across the sky. The direction is often linked with positive energy, creation, growth, and the manifestation of desires. Witches might sweep clockwise to bring in positive energies, blessings, or to invite something new into the space. Then we have counterclockwise, which we call windershins. It's typically seen as moving against the natural order of the sun's path. It can represent banishing, reversing, or undoing something. Now, witches might sweep counterclockwise to banish negative energies, clear away unwanted influences, or break a hex or a curse. The choice of the direction in sweeping is deliberate and a ritualistic act, depending on the desired outcome of the specific ritual being performed. Let's talk about boiling pots of herbs. Simmering a pot of water with protective herbs like rosemary, lemon, and cloves will cleanse the house and purify the air in the home. You could create a charm bag. Creating a small charm bag filled with herbs, crystals, and other items for specific purposes, such as protection, love, or prosperity, and placing them in key areas of the home. Let's move on to candle magic. Lighting candles of specific colors and anointing them with oils for home blessings, protection, and other intentions. For example, a white candle might be used for purification, while a green candle might be used for prosperity. Since the dawn of time, animals have been around in the house. Animals are adept in magic and in harmony with nature. Magical household pets have been part of folklore, mythology, and modern witchcraft practices for centuries. These animals are often believed to possess spiritual powers, serve as protectors, or act as familiars to those practicing magic. Any animal is believed to protect the home from negative energies or malevolent spirits. Cats, for example, are thought to guard against unwanted entities and purify the space. Dogs, especially black dogs, are often seen as guardians that protect both the physical and the spiritual well-being of the household. Their presence is believed to ward off intruders, both human and supernatural. Cats and dogs are often sensitive in changes to the energy or the spiritual presence. Their behavior can alert us to these shifts in the home's energy, indicating when a cleansing or protective measures are needed. Animals are believed to possess an innate ability to sense things beyond the physical realm. Their instincts can guide a witch into making decisions, choosing the right time for rituals, or interpreting omens. Animals help maintain a connection to the natural world, even within the confines of the home. This connection is essential for grounding and staying attuned to the cycles of nature, which are often integral to the magical practices. In many traditions, animals are seen as familiars, beings that assist witches in their magical practices. Familiars have been rooted deep in the spiritual connection with their human counterparts, aids in spell work, divination, and protection. Familiars are not just pets, they're supernatural partners who share the magical bond with the witch. They are often seen as intermediaries between the physical and the spiritual worlds. Animals are more than just pets in house magic. Familiars in the context of witchcraft have often considered magical creatures, spirits, or animals that assist witches in their magical practices. When a familiar is present during a ritual or a spell casting session, they can amplify the energy being directed, making the magic more potent. Familiars can aid in divination practices such as scrying, tarot readings, and other forms of fortune-telling. They might be able to assist in providing insights or by acting as a medium through which the witch can receive messages from other realms. There are often cats, dogs, and birds and other animals that have a special connection to the witch. Some witches work with familiars that are connected to the elements, earth, air, water, and fire, and you can call upon these beings to assist in the magic. Create an altar for your familiar where they can rest or be honored. The last thing I want to talk about is the household altar. The altar is personal and unique to each individual. Dedicate a space and put your altar where you can put things on it to follow the seasons. Gather a unique object to represent the household guardian and place that altar on your altar. Keep your altar clean and shiny, and so should be your house. I hope you guys learned something new today about house magic. I hope you guys can use some of these things to make your own house harmony and in balance. Thank you guys for listening to the show. Special thank you for listening on KUAP Digital Broadcasting. That's the Troubled Minds Radio Network. I'm Matsowl from Temple of the Owl. Thank you. Blessed be.
For many centuries, witchcraft has been considered evil, associated with the devil and all things dark. Let's break these stereotypes with your host, Matsowl, of the Temple of the Owl. Let's talk about magic, of the old ways, explore the many roles of the witch, learn the tools of the craft, the history of the science behind